everybody, how's it going? I'm coming to y'all with yet another review of an acoustic guitar, and this time we're looking at a Boulder Creek, specifically the model, and I always forget the model number on this, I have to write it down, ECGC-1P, okay, P standing for pink. They also made this in a natural finish, and possibly some other finishes. I have my notes written down over here so I don't forget any tech specs, or little random bits of information that I wanted to remember and mention. So, yeah. Before I get too deep into this, I want to say this is not going to be a shut up and play kind of demonstration video. Okay, it's not a tone demo, it is a review. And what does that mean? It means lots and lots and lots of talking and a little bit less playing. I'll of course give a tone demonstration, and I could even try plugging it in and playing it that way. But really the problem is, you're hearing this recorded through a cell phone's microphone and then uploaded to YouTube, where it's going to be compressed to holy hell. So it's not going to sound fully accurate to what it sounds like in real life. So it's less about hearing it, more about me talking about it and trying to let you hear it. So let's go ahead and run through the technical specs first. Actually, no, let's go ahead and talk about Boulder Creek as a company first. So they're pretty unique in that they're mostly a order direct to customer brand. I've only seen a few shops sell them, and from what I've been able to gather, they're a lot more like Rosewood in that they're meant to just be ordered directly by the consumer. So, you know, you just buy the guitar from Boulder Creek. And I've gotten a chance to play quite a few Boulder Creek guitars. Here recently, they've taken off a little bit more thanks to Ian Donkey of, was it America's Got Talent? American Idol, I believe it was. Because he played one, and beautiful guitar. And it kind of got the brand a little bit more public recognition here recently, and last year in 2023. So, just a cool little fact. I actually got this before I saw that, and I got mine from a raffle type of thing, which is kind of cool. But anyways, so yeah, they're meant to be more of a order direct to consumer type product, and they do a lot of things different from other guitar manufacturers. I personally love innovative ideas, I love weird guitars, and this kind of fits into that category, because looking at the front of it, you may be able to see the sound hole is up here, and it's really small. But we also have a sound hole on the side, what a lot of people would call a player port, now thanks to Gibson. And I don't think I'm going to be able to show this to you. I'm going to try. Oh, actually, yeah, you can see it. Those two aluminum braces that run the length all the way from down to the butt end of the guitar, all the way up the neck. So from this lower bout all the way up, it has those two aluminum braces in addition to your typical X bracing. I think that the combination of that aluminum brace design mixed with the unique sound holes is really cool. I mean, it introduces a lot of stability to this top to have those aluminum braces in there. The placement of the sound holes definitely gives the player a completely different kind of tone than you would ordinarily get out of any other acoustic guitar, which is always a cool thing to me. I, of course, happen to have it in this beautiful pink burst, and I love cool finishes like this. Pink is a cool color to see, and the back and sides is just kind of a more standard pink. I happen to love that, but they do make it in a natural for those of you who want something more traditional. And this is the model, like I said, ECGC-1P. It was part of their now discontinued Gold series, which was their budget series. The 1P specifically had the Mahogany back and sides. The 2 had Rosewood back and sides. The 7 had Flame Maple back and sides. And the 8 had a Rosewood top and Rosewood back and sides. And there were probably other models out there, but I couldn't find any information on it. This one, going into the tech specs, has a solid Sitka spruce top and laminate mahogany back and sides, a mahogany neck, Rosewood fingerboard and bridge, bone, nut and saddle. It originally had plastic end pins, but I've swapped them for these, I think they call them jelly bean tone pins, that are made out of a metal alloy. The tuning machine's on here, and you're going to notice that one of mine is not like the others. If I can bring this in and show you. Are a kind of Grover Rotomatic style tuner with beautiful ebony buttons on them. When I got the guitar, this one had already been replaced with a Chrome SX tuner. I tried contacting Boulder Creek about it, and after a couple of months of them looking for a new tuner, they finally got back to me, said they found one, and it would cost me $25 plus $10 shipping for a single tuner, and I said no. Because it's just too much money for a single tuner. I can live with it being different enough for now. What I can say about these tuning machines, they actually hold tune really, really well. I mean, I don't know what they are. They wouldn't disclose who made the tuners to me. But they hold tune really well. They're very smooth. I love the ebony buttons. And it is actual wood on the buttons here. It's not plastic. So, I love the tuning machines. You can see the headstock is made out of mother and pearl. The inlay is mother of pearl against a black headstock with our truss rod cover there because can't really get through a soundhole to work on the truss rod. For the fingerboard, we have dot mother of pearl inlay. Okay. Might be Abalone, but it looks like mother of pearl to me. Actually, no, on closer inspection, that is Abalone. So yeah, Abalone dot inlay. Scale length is 25.4 inches. Nut width is 1 11/16 inches. Okay, now that we're through all the tech specs, I think, let me look over here just to be sure. Actually, my notes said it's a plastic nut and saddle, but it really doesn't look like plastic to me. But I may have misspoke. I think that's according to what my specs are, which is information gathered from the manufacturer, that's a plastic nut and saddle. So maybe my nut and saddle have been replaced because it doesn't look or feel like plastic. It's very possible that mine were replaced before I got the guitar. All right, let's see here. Oh, electronics in here. Oh, and I also got the scale length wrong. I am so sorry. 25 5/8 inch is the scale length, not 25 5/8. Electronics in here. We have the Boulder Creek AB4TR preamp system, okay, which looks like so, with an Undersaddle Piezo. And even though I won't be demonstrating it in this video, I have to tell you, possibly the best sounding Piezo pickup I've ever heard in my life. I do have an electronics tone demonstration where I'm running directly into an audio interface. I'll link that in the description, but it really doesn't do this thing justice when it comes to how beautiful this thing sounds. Especially whenever you have the combination of the pickup and just the loud acoustic volume, like when it's mic'd up in addition. It's incredible. I mean, our EQ on here, we have brilliance, treble, middle, and bass, so 4 bands of EQ. We have an in and out of phase option. We have a built-in tuner, which works really well, and obviously a volume control. Okay. Anything else I need to get through here? Grand concert body shape, obviously. So smaller body shape, which I don't typically love. I'm more of a dreadnought, grand auditorium, and jumbo kind of guy, but grand concert body shape, so a bit of a smaller body than I tend to prefer. The output is your choice of either 1/4 inch or XLR. So whenever you're playing on stage or recording, you have multiple options for how you want to output it. Only one strap button. We don't have a strap button anywhere else on the guitar except for down here, which I personally hate. I would love to see a strap button right here on the side of the neck, and I'm going to put one here at some point because I'm a player. I'm not like a reseller. I have a collection of guitars. I wouldn't say I'm a collector. I'm going to put a strap button on here, but very annoying that it only has the one strap button. What else did I write down here? Because apparently I'm scatterbrained tonight. Ah, yes. So we have cream binding and single ply purfling. So the purfling is around the front of the guitar here, and then a nice cream binding around the body and the neck, which really accentuates that pink finish quite well. Okay, enough looking at the specs. Let's actually get down to brass tacks, talk about the guitar, what I think about it. When I received the guitar, it had already been set up by the previous owner, and it has a damn good setup. The action is really low, but they did have to shave quite a bit of that saddle off to get it there. So there's a good chance you'll have to do a fair amount of work on one of these guitars if you come across it, because that shaved down, and there's no belly that I can detect behind the bridge here. So it's not like the guitar went belly up. It's just the way it was. It came with high action. So you'll probably have to do some work to set the guitar up. But I can tell you this. it sounds wonderful to my ear. It's very resonant. It might have to do with those aluminum braces in there. And one thing that I like to do to test if my sound is coming primarily from the top or from the strings is very simple. Because if your guitar, you can always tell when a guitar has too much string noise. It sounds harsh and tinny and bright. That's why a lot of cheap guitars sound awful. If you want to know how much of your sound is really coming from the top resonating, give it a good strum, then take your hand and rest it on the soundboard and see how much it mutes your volume. Now, I never know how well that comes out on camera, but in the room, you can hear a very noticeable muffled sound when I rest my palm against the soundboard back here, because I'm stopping a lot of the vibrations, meaning that a lot of my tone is actually coming from that solid spruce top, which is exactly what you want to see. It means your soundboard is actually doing its job, and you're not just getting a bunch of bright, jangly string noise. So any highs you're hearing from the guitar are coming from the design of the guitar. Okay, I'm going to try to sit up a little closer here, quickly give you a tone demonstration, so I'm going to get as close as I can. So I'm closest to the mic. Good sustain on that, and again, really resonant sound. So I'll do some more basic strumming. Now we'll do some flat picking. And some finger picking. Okay, so I'm hoping that sound is coming through decently on the camera mic here. love the way that this guitar sounds. It definitely has a very unique voice when compared to all of my other guitars. Not just because it's a smaller body shape, because I have owned other grand concerts and triple O's over the years, but the way this guitar resonates, the sound to it is just so very, very different from any of my other guitars. It has a very unique and distinct voice. It has a way of kind of punching through when picked. Which makes it great whenever I'm playing with someone who likes to do a lot of lead stuff and they want to play lead acoustic one night. And I have this strung because someone always asks, with D'Addario XS 1152 Custom Light Phosphor Bronze Coated Strings. That's my preferred gauge. It's my preferred brand at this point. I've kind of converted over from Elixir. They're wonderful strings. These things are still wonderfully vibrant, even though these strings are about 6 months old and gets played heavily. So that's the string choice I'm using. Yes, if you put heavier strings on here, you can get even more beef out of your tone. I never like going with heavier strings because I want the best longevity for my guitar's lifespan. And the less tension you put on the neck, the better. And to me, 1152s still give you enough beef and volume. I'm not a lead guitar player by any means. I'm just having some fun here, messing around. But this thing sounds great. It's a great choice for lead. It's a good choice for rhythm. I'm not going to say it's a great choice for rhythm. I always feel like rhythm instruments are better off being larger. Jumbos, auditoriums, grand auditoriums, dreadnoughts. But it's a good guitar for rhythm. It gets the job done. It definitely has good note-to-note separation. That's the thing I'll say for it. You can clearly hear each note whenever you're doing any kind of strumming work and still hitting any kind of individual notes, which is a wonderful thing. Okay. The fret ends are perfect. I don't know if they were worked on by someone else in the past, but there's no sharp fret ends on this thing. The neck is a very comfortable kind of, not thick C, but definitely a C-shaped neck. Not as thin as the Washburn that I reviewed last week. So, good, comfortable neck. I like the feel of it. I'm accustomed to an inch 11/16 nut, so it's the nut width that I prefer. Just love this guitar. It is a very, very cool instrument. I feel it's a great choice for the gigging musician. It's a great choice for a recording artist. It's a great choice for a first guitar. You know, assuming the setup doesn't need to be too extensive. I didn't buy this new, so I can't speak to that. But I mean, if you buy it for someone and get it set up, it'll make a wonderful beginner instrument that they can play well into their gigging years. I mean, I've been a gigging musician for the last decade now, and I still absolutely play this thing. Let me tell you something. I love the fact that it's pink, because this pink version gets a lot of attention from the crowd, and the more attention you get from the crowd, the more engaged the crowd gets, the more the crowd tips. So consider going for, you know, more colorful and vibrant guitars when you can. If you are a gigging musician, it will help. Yes, obviously you want to get by on your talent, but any attention you get is good attention. So, especially when you're not the greatest guitar player, because I'm not the greatest guitar player. I make mistakes all the time. You know, so having some kind of gimmick helps with that just a little bit. Where's the guitar made? Yeah, it's made in China. I don't personally care. I don't think you should care either. There's some amazing stuff coming out of China. This happens to be one of them. Price on these, when they were still in production, was about $600. Used, you'll probably pay about $250, $300. And it's really hard to go wrong in the anywhere under $500 for this thing. It really, really is. I mean, hell, I really want to go out and get a Dreadnought from Boulder Creek and see what I think about it. Because this thing is just a really cool instrument. I'll say this, the fret wires are large on this guitar, and they feel like jumbo frets, which I am not used to on the majority of my acoustics. This definitely feels like it has bigger fret wire than any of my other, 20 some odd acoustic guitars. But, I don't mind it. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but not a whole lot. I don't think there's anything really else to say about this guitar. It's a really cool guitar. It has a really unique appearance, a really unique voice. I think it's well suited to a lot of people. I mean, I didn't pay for it, but I happily would have paid for it, And I think that if you receive this as a gift, you're going to be very incredibly happy with it. So that has been my review of the Boulder Creek, again, Gold Series ECGC-1P, because we can't have cool model names. We had to go with model numberage. Very cool guitar, and one that I would definitely recommend. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.